Hey guys, Kiwi here from the DIY Lawn Guide. To all those folks and gentlemen and girls, ladies, a couple of tips here I want to give you. Hopefully 5 tips here for summer. Midwest, cool grass, right? Tip number 1, remember, your fertilizer program does not start in summer at all. Really, the heavy lifting starts in fall. That's coming up here, right? Right through fall, that's the prepping, overseeding, the aerating, getting your soil ready for that. And I'll talk about that here as another tip here, with the micronutrients, getting that soil ready for that. The dethatching, the right fertilizer to put down, right? So tip number 1, it's good to fertilize during summer. That'll be on tip 2. But your work starts here in September, late August, September. So you joined a good time. Tip number 2, summer. What do I do during summer, right? Well, typically you don't want to be heavy in nitrogen at all with the heavy heat patterns, the high heat patterns, 80s, 90s, 100 with the index, right? No rain with 6 inches less typically than a year ago with rain. So tip number 2, do not have heavy nitrogen down. You want to be high potassium, especially in the Midwest. You don't need that middle number. You typically have high phosphorus numbers already in your soil, right? So you want to be low in nitrogen count, right? Slow release, high potassium, July and August. That's tip number 2. Tip number 3, you probably, if you've not done this already, you should get a soil test, right? The extension offices with the universities can do it. Les laboratories, just Google it, soil test. Yard mastery, get a soil test, tip number 3. That will tell you what you're deficient in, right? So you can get ready to what you need to get ready for in go time, right? Get a soil test, $30. Tells you what you're lacking, so you can start planning. Like my soil test, high phosphorus, low potassium, so I'm bumping that up. Had low magnesium, so you got some products that can help out with that, right? So that was tip number 3. Tip number 4, summer, right? So you got a slow release fertilizer. Your first number should be, you don't want to be mowing, you don't want to be putting stress on that lawn, right? That's what nitrogen does, it grows that lawn. So anywhere about 8 to 10 first numbers is fine with a slow release to get you through those 4 weeks. The poundage, you shouldn't have no more nitrogen, like 0.3, maybe 0.4. You don't want to be stressing that grass out, but you want to be high in that potassium number, right? Around that 8 to 10 to 20. Right, so a month ago, I had 818, right? That was in June, 818. Tomorrow, July here, 24th, I'll be putting 70, because remember my phosphate's high, 7020. That'll get me through that August period. And in between, I'm putting down some micro bio products, right, to help green the lawn. So that leads me to tip number 4, I think. 4. Yeah, you can start putting some micro bioproducts around here, especially liquid, right? Green County for liquid. So this is a 002, especially blackout periods out there with warm grasses, but I'm in the Midwest, I'm in Nebraska. That 002 gives me that right potassium that I'm lacking just to get me going through, but it also gives me 3% iron. And just put that on your lawn. Don't need to water it in, right? I just use a ortho sprayer, right? And I use setting number 3. Okay, so that was the tip with the, tip 4 is supplement your fertilizer program every 4 weeks to 5 weeks with some micro green. Yesterday I put down 700 or 700. That had the 7% nitrogen, but you got to remember it's liquid, so it's not like 7 like in hard fertilizer, right? The granules, totally different. So the nitrogen I put down was just to keep feeding from what I did put down before, but it's like 0.2 of a pound, if that. Like, it's minuscule, right? But the iron was 6% in there, right? So I had the iron there, iron today. My 818 had 6% iron 4 weeks ago. So that's why my lawn's looking green, right? That leads me to tip number 5. When you're doing iron products, especially liquid irons and products like this, tip number 5, you want to get the hose before you put your liquid fertilizer down. You want to make sure that you are hosing down the concrete. Why? Iron stains concrete, stains driveways. You don't want to be in trouble with your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, definitely not with your neighbors, right? Not the home association. They hate you for it, right? So, tip number 5, water down the concrete, then spray out. Tip number 6, when you're spraying, right? How much do I spray? Well, you should have done this already. You need to walk out your property. You need to walk out your property, right? And I've got 4,600 square feet. And I broke that into 4 sections, right? My section 1 is 900 square foot. Section 2 on the front there, the driveway, is 700. Back here, you see, split up in 2 sections. One's 1,600, the other one's 1,350. Call it 3,000, but I split them up. So you want to make sure that you know the math, right? So for example, this microgreen product, 002, about 6 ounces per 1,000. Well, my section 3 here gives me 1,640 square feet. How do I figure that out, right? Here's the math, guys. Easy math. Easy math. 1,650. Move the decimal point, 1.65. 1.65 times the required rate, which we said 6 ounces. 1.65 times 6 ounces gives you around about 9.9 ounces, right? Let me do the math. I think so. But 10 ounces is fine because there's no nitrogen in this product. It's not going to burn the lawn. 10 ounces. Put that in your sprayer. Top it up with water. And then just hose on the ground. So you got to know your measurements. Got to know your measurements. Now this product here, you don't need to water in afterwards, right? So it's a foliage thing, which is a good thing. So know your square feet. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Put it in sections. Enjoy what you're doing. Okay? Tip number 6. We talked about summer watering, typically in the, especially Midwest here and any other places out there, right, where if you've got no rain, and summer needs about 1.5 to 2 inches of water on your lawn, right? So you've got to get yourself a rain gauge. Do not rely on the pattern on your phone like you received 0.4 last night, because your section is different from like 3 streets away, right? So you want to be accurate, right? Want your green to be lawn. So get yourself a rain gauge and start documenting it, right? So for example, on Tuesday, we had a thunderstorm walk through for the first time in like 2 weeks. We didn't have any rain. So I've been putting down 1.5 to 2 inches just through my sprinkler systems every other day to go deep, 1/2 inch, right? Minimum to about 3/4 to get it to the 1.5 to 2 inches every other day, 3 times a week. But when it rained, you have to back that off that metric, like 2 minus 0.4 gives you 1.6. And then the next day I had 0.6. So now I'm down to 1 inch. I've got 4 days to go, which is perfect, right? Figure that one out. Like, I just need to wait a couple of days after the storm hit, pumped in 1/2 inch of water in, and then I'll wait 2 more days, put another 1/2 inch of water in. And then I'm back to 0 again, right? For the 2 more weeks, for the 2 more inches, 1.5 to 2 inches for the next week. But depending if rain comes, you just don't know when the rain's going to come. Tip number 7, how do I know what my sprinkler system puts down? Good question. I tell you what, You could put a tuna can down there and like cans around, figure out what, like run your sprinklers, run them for 15 minutes and see exactly how much water put down. I don't know. I put my tuna can down. Or another tip, you can just go get those measuring cups that you've got in your drawer, whether you've got it, or the chef in the house have got it, with little cups in it, like it says a third of a cup, half a cup. Hey, put that down on the lawn. Let the water go on. Once you've got it, the water in there for 15 minutes, right? And you're going to put lots around. Then you could put that water from that tuna can or that cup, put it in your rain gauge, because the rain gauge already measures the inches, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, half an inch, 6, 7 tenths, 8 tenths, 1 inch. It goes. So you can measure it. So the thing what you're looking for is you're looking for any dead spots on your sprinkling system, because if you know that you're going to do 1.5 inches 3 times a week, but you got a spot that doesn't give you that, you're under and you're going to get brown spots. All right, so that's the tips for you. Be kind to each other. Kiwi, trying to get you where you need to go. Love the USA. All right, God bless you guys. And here's my son coming. Looks like we're going to play golf today, right? Got to play golf. Especially in 95-degree heat here, July 23rd. Anyway, love you guys. Kiwi out. Bye. Good tips.